I'm pretty sure you guys can see how sunny it is. Just out in the garage enjoying this nice sunset. Not sure how much you guys will be able to pick up, but man, I get some nice sunsets out here. But today I just finished up buttoning up some stuff with the radio on the truck, and I think I'm gonna switch it up a little bit on the Monte. I'm not gonna go with the same head unit, but before I get started doing anything, I'm gonna straighten up a little bit. I know it looks like a little bit of a mess, but I think today mess around with the 6x9s and the adapters, so see how those hook up. Probably won't mess around with any of the stereo stuff. I don't have any stereo wire or a head unit for that, but could get this piece of plastic cut out to fit the insert for the dash, so I get that cut out for the most part, but eventually this is going to be wrapped. Talked to my merch lady about getting this white piece. Well, once it's wrapped, get that stitched. She said she might be able to do it. She'd have to try first, but if she can't stitch it, we'll just press it on like the shirts and the hoodies. So that might be the backup plan for that section. But I think today, after I get all this organized mess cleaned up, get the headliner thrown in, and then put all the trim pieces in the elco so I can see what all I have, or see all the parts I have and what I need, and we'll go from there. I know I might need a couple of the clips that go on this front piece, maybe even the back piece, and then most of the screws and stuff on the side. I should have just screws laying around, so get that all buttoned up. Still waiting on some parts to come in for the Monte. I have the weather stripping. I have all that coming in, or weather still. I think it's a nine piece kit, so it'll have the piece for the trunk also. So we'll get all that situated. You see the trunk enclosure's out. I've been messing with the 6x9s a little bit, seeing how they're going to go in there. But yeah, man, this thing is dusty. So down to about 3 weeks for the deadline for the Monte to get it out to my mom's car show. If not, I'll just take the elco up there. I know I took a break from the brakes, but I don't want to do it on a day like today. Like I worked earlier today and the sun's setting, so I don't have too much daylight out here. I know I have the shop lights, but when I get started on the brakes, I think it's going to be one of my actual days off, so I can come out here and only focus on the brake system, try to get everything right, rebend it, get the flares on there, the fittings on there, and bleed the system. So I want to focus on that just one complete day. Days like today, I just come out, mess with some small stuff. So when I put the camera down, I'll organize this a little bit, and then I'll start throwing the elco interior in and see how far we make it from there. Alright, so I do have all the pieces for the interior. I know it might be a little dark in here, but it sags a little bit. But once this trim piece is on up front, I have another one on back. They're both right here. Once those are on, I should suck it up a little bit closer to the ceiling. Then that trim piece there, I have the little inserts that go in the back of those also, so that'll go in there. Some of them need to be repainted, so I might just need to repaint all of them. I do have a whole other set also, so something happens with the ones I'm going to put back on there, I have another set for backup, so no problem. But climbing in and out of here, I think then we'll break down and just go ahead and order the seat brackets and the carpet, because these things, they definitely need to be on sliders. just a little uncomfortable getting in and out now. So yeah, but the headliner is just sitting in there for now. So we'll see. Looks pretty good. Even have the dome light on there. I don't think that's hooked up right now though, so let's see. Nope, not hooked up. Those work. Oh, it helped there's a bulb in there, so that's why that's not on. But yeah, but I definitely want to rewire this, so I might break down and next week I might just break down and order the wiring kit for it. But I think now I could go ahead and order the carpet kit, some sound deadening, and the seat mounts. But I'll put these ones back on, those mounts, but eventually these might get swapped out to ones with sliders. So yeah. But yeah, it definitely needs an update in here. This isn't cutting it anymore. These need to be redone. Like I said, a little bit of chipping. I'll probably keep a little bit of red in here, but I might just do the same on as in the Monte, just black it all out with one accent color. So that might be the red. But yeah, that definitely needs to get redone. I'll keep this stereo unit in here. I need to order the 6x9 boxes. But yeah, I'm gonna get it right. I'm gonna get it right eventually. But yeah, looks a little different up there. So when I get to it, I'll sound deaden or put sound deadener on the ceiling or the roof. Like I said, I had to break into my box of parts, but I do have a whole set of El Camino interior parts and a bunch of other trim pieces, so we should be good there. I don't think this one has the speakers up front, so I'm not sure if it has the 3.5s in there or not. But while I'm talking about that, I might as well go back here and mess around with the Monte a little bit. I actually forgot I took the trunk enclosure down about a week ago or so. So when I opened it, I was like, whoa, it looks different. But yeah, so I don't think I'll use those covers. I think the 6x9 adapter, or the adapters, had them on there before. Which way did they go? See, but dang, I'm not too sure about these. See, these should work because the cone is a lot smaller than on the JBLs. So if I put it on there, it's going to be smashing this seal down. So I'd have to have some type of spacer, which I think that's what that was for. So if that's on there, I'd have to clamp those on, and then that's going to take away probably 1/2 inch almost. So I know when you do the adapters, those bars right there come into play, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind. But I'm going to mess around with these a little bit and see if I can get them to connect and all that, or line up where they're not hitting those bars, because I like to keep it all the same system in here. The 6x9s are the JBLs, and the 3.5s I ordered are JBLs, but I could swap over to the Rossford Fosgates and just put the JBLs in the elco. But in that case, I'd have to order another set of 3.5s. So we'll see about that. But I did take that trim piece from the truck, and what I'm gonna do, yeah, I'm gonna get to these eventually. I'm gonna get to them eventually. Pretty much just use that trim piece to see where I want to cut once this is cut down to size. And then so I'd have to have that trim piece and then the USB port. I'll put that on there too, which I'm thinking I'm going to add a couple of those USB ports to the truck also, because I don't think the cigarette lighters in there are working. So we'll see about that. But yeah, let me close up the garage. I'm still going to be out here a little bit, just messing around with the Monte and these 6x9. So once I get these figured out, I'll cut you guys back on and update you guys with that. I'm just trying to install these parts as they're coming in, and not have anything sitting too much, because like I said, I start to organize and I start pulling stuff out and it makes a bigger mess. So I'm trying to downsize the clutter. I talked to the guy who set it's got to be an 8-inch little sub, who set that out. He said it worked. It was from another car, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna go with the sub and everything in the Monte right away. But I probably will have it sitting in there just for looks. But yeah, let me put this down, let the dog back in, and keep at it. Alright, so this is why I kind of like mocking stuff up, but then at the same time, I'm like, it's come your break. But I don't think these won't work. The adapters are fine. The 6x9s are fine. Just that little brace you need to mount them up is not fine. And it's not because of that, it's because of this. Been putting it off for a while. I knew it was cut up. So you see this whole center section has been just chopped up, and I was debating on how I wanted to go about it. So what I'm thinking, I'm gonna have to be careful. I'll probably pull the back seat out, tape up all the glass, and attempt to bend it back as much as I can. If it doesn't go that way, clean up all the edges, probably grind them down or cut them out, clean them up, and then put a piece of sheet metal in there, weld that back into place. And then if I'm gonna do that, if I'm cutting that up anyway, I might as well toss this idea right here. You guys know where it's going already? I think you guys know where it's going. Use some of that MDF board back there and make a panel or just an insert to go behind the seat. Eventually I'll get the hog rings and fix the back of the seat, put that all the way down. So yeah, I'll probably just end up fixing this and then cutting it up a little bit. So if I fix it, I might cut these openings up a little bit more to fit the 6x9s, so they go down in there. Or I don't want them too close together. So yeah, I'll probably end up, I know it's not the best thing to do, but yeah, I'll probably end up cutting those up a little bit to fit the 6x9s, fix this center section, and then make an insert with the MDF board, and then wrap that. So instead of getting rid of the grills and everything, I might use those and just wrap it in vinyl or the micro suede, and then drop the 6x9s in there. So yeah, because I think one section is supposed to hook in. Well, let me do it this way. Hook back there and up there. That whole section is pretty much just chopped up, murdered, and we have to do something about it. So that's the plan eventually, is figure that out. I might go in, watch some videos, get some ideas on what people have done back here. but I don't think I'm gonna be able to save it too much, so it's already chopped up. And is that structural or no? But either way, I want to reinforce it, and then I don't know when, but eventually I'll get the rear seat brace also to stiffen up the car a little bit. So yeah, definitely do something here. And if I don't want to weld too close to this back glass, there's 3 holes there. If I could bend that back up a little bit, I might just use those 3 bolts and then weld along the outer edge, just like a piece of metal, depending on. That's pretty. It's a decent thickness, so find something there, use those 3 bolt holes, and then weld something else to the outer part. But yeah, when I figure something out, because like I said, it's that time where I'm starting to knock out stuff, trying to get it ready. So I'll watch some videos, see what other people have done. I was trying to keep it somewhat plain looking in here, just a nice basic interior with the white seats. Not sure if the camera picked that up or not. Got some bikes out. But yeah, so interior for the elco's coming together a little bit. Interior for the Monte. You know what? Once I get the dash situated, I might just leave everything just painted. Figure out what I want to do with the dash and go from there. But yeah, somebody suggested a dash cover, which at this point it might be the route to go, just to keep it tied into the look of everything else. But if not, it's micro suede it and then end up wrapping all the other trim pieces. But like I said, it's I don't know. Like I said, I'm not much of the looks guy, real plain on it, so it doesn't have to look like a show car. It doesn't have to have all the fancy interior, but it's one of those things like I'm at this point, I'm kind of stuck really. So might end up doing it like the elco, just keep it basic. So we'll see. But yeah, this rear shelf is definitely gonna have to get some work done to it. Like I said, start knocking stuff off the list and then start knock one thing off, add 3 things. So we'll get it situated. Yeah, I think eventually just cut these out a little bit. If I reinforce that, we should be good. Just to drop the 6x9s in there, hopefully. But I'm gonna see what other people have done. I know people have cut plywood and put like 4, 5 speakers back there. So not a hard thing to do. And then once it's tinted also, I'll help hide it a little bit. So definitely gonna have to fix that problem there. So that's probably it for this one. Nice short video. I know I haven't been doing too much mechanical stuff lately on these. But like I mentioned, with the brake lines and everything, I want that to just be a full day, so I don't feel rushed at all. And then interior stuff, like I said, it really doesn't matter, but at the same time, I want it to look nice or presentable. And then be the window pieces that I'm gonna have sandblasted and powder coated, dropping those off. My buddy's actually out of town this week, so I'll get him to him, and he said he'll knock them out as quick as he can. So that's good. So get the windows back in, hit up my other buddy, get the windows tinted, get the weather seal put back on, figure out the dash, figure out the stereo I want, try to get all that hooked up, do the back or the rear shelf or deck, whatever you want to call it, back here. Get that situated, and yeah, it's a lot. But I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna go inside and call it a day.